Chariot, cruise control, look at the glow, amazing. Terrible, flame of fire, here to devour, blazing. Swing low, please save me from all the ones that hate me. The Israelites stay patient, returning home to our nation. Chariot, cruise control, look at the glow, amazing. Terrible, flame of fire, here to devour, blazing. Swing low, please save me from all the ones that hate me. The Israelites stay patient, returning home to our nation.
Used to ride 85 in the box Chevy. Then my Bible came alive, scriptures knocking heavy. 215s, now it's 316s. But I'm talking about Habakkuk, man, cause you Christians crazy. All I do is think of Jude Troop 1989. Now all I see is troops cause of 1969. Flames coming soon, all I see is turpentine. But I can barely see no evil, I'm legally blind. See no evil, fit no ego, love of money, root of evil. Humpback, eye of needle, crooked letters, spell I eat them. Neglect must I never feed them. Thoroughbreds, I gotta breed them. Brilliant minds, I gotta free them. Some can't go, I gotta leave them. Extraterrestrial, pray I become celestial. Extraterrestrial, pray I become celestial. Result.
Chariot, cruise control, look at the glow, amazing. Terrible, flame of fire, here to devour, blazing. Swing low, please save me from all the ones that hate me. The Israelites stay patient, returning home to our nation. Chariot, cruise control, look at the glow, amazing. Terrible, flame of fire, here to devour, blazing. Swing low, please save me from all the ones that hate me. The Israelites stay patient, returning home to our nation. End to end, cut off the thief, I can't take it here. Forever dead and paying dividends. Reparation to Jerusalem for everything that they stole from there, and all the lies that they sold us here. Take me home, flying through the air. The speed of light is your first gift. The firmament about to crack it. Leviathan release the kraken. The angels here to get it cracking. I'm leaving it all, no packing. No Lot's wife, not looking backwards. Let my people go from their shackles. We beat the nations down to a fraction. And my God about action. Black as a coal, ruling the globe. This ain't new to my people, we heard it before. The sheep hear his voice and they instantly know this is our independence, yeah, we got to go. Wow, more than conquerors, fight every trial. No time to waste, the timing is now. Pow, space age prophet. Yeah, it's going down, just wait for the crown. Judah is bold as a lion. Hey, drop me off in Mount Zion. Hey, teleport to pass the time. Hey, the Israelites, we about to shine. Babylon, burn to the ground. Listen up for them trumpet to sign. Them chariots fly, yeah. Chariot, cruise control, look at the glow, amazing. Terrible, flame of fire, here to devour, blazing. Swing low, please save me from all the ones that hate me. The Israelites stay patient, returning home to our nation. Chariot, cruise control, look at the glow, amazing. Terrible, flame of fire, here to devour, blazing. Swing low, please save me from all the ones that hate me. The Israelites stay patient, returning home to our nation.
Slave ship to the spaceship that's flying. Chariot beams you see in the sky. Scariest thing you see with your eyes. There's niggas and fringes that look like God. Black as the image Ezekiel saw. Angelic creatures don't look like a dog. Four heads, never heard one of them bark. Got a whole lot to say, where do I start? Precepts, dust on my shoulder, I need swept. Isaiah 60, they need help. The build of these walls, foundation and all, and they about to get it. Soon as I get home, yeah, they about to get it. You wanna get on and get in the spirit. Sauce in this dripping, ain't looking for chickens. Be strong in the Lord, pop power the spinach. I'm living whenever my people get shot down in the streets. Zechariah was a beast, prophesying in the east. It's going down to say the least. The leaven rise, that's the yeast, it's sending our members. When Babylon fall, you're the timber. Christ called us the snow in December. Captives, read his word and remember. Greatest people on the earth. I know that it hurts. Mama been crying, brothers been dying. Where's the mirth? It ain't in the church. You heard it here first. My people, God's only chosen. Holy is heaven, chairs, then we rolling, gone.
Chariot, cruise control, look at the glow, amazing. Terrible, flame of fire, here to devour, blazing. Swing low, please save me from all the ones that hate me. The Israelites stay patient, returning home to our nation. Chariot, cruise control, look at the glow, amazing. Terrible, flame of fire, here to devour, blazing. Swing low, please save me from all the ones that hate me. The Israelites stay patient, returning home to our nation.
You rolling with. Either you rolling with the spirit of Satan and who's waiting for the lake of fire, or you gonna roll with the spirit of Christ.
Created, manufactured right here in the Americas. Don't slip on that. This new Negro that we see today was a creation.
Around worrying about your breath when you know death and destruction is everywhere, nigga, you gon' die.
Fix your face, we ain't going nowhere. Fix your face, we ain't going nowhere. Fix your face, we ain't going.
Negroes need their face fixed today. So, what we going over today, this title is called When the Jig is Up. I'm Officer Noah, your host for today. And with me I got and today, we got to fix y'all face about the music industry. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 22.
This is the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
Read that again.
Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance.
So we living in a great war of ignorance. Our people out here dumb, completely oblivious about what's going on in the world today is because they caught up in their own culture that they call a culture that's not a culture. From there, give me the definition of ignorant first. Give me the definition of ignorant first. Because a lot of people confuse what stupid and ignorant is. And I got to make sure you know where you fall in line as far as what you is. Are we not live? I'm not seeing no feed.
It's they say in the classroom is out.
So in the classroom is out. Read that. I want the synonyms to it as well. Go ahead and read that definition.
Back, boss. The definition of ignorance: lacking in knowledge or training, unlearned. An ignorant man. Number 2, lacking knowledge or information as to a particular subject or fact, ignorant of quantum physics. Number 3, uninformed.
That's a big one. Negroes is uninformed in America today. Just going on about their life and not worried about nothing that's important. In the classroom too. Read.
Unaware. Number 4, due to or showing lack of knowledge or training. Example, an ignorant statement.
Read. Was that it? Now give me the synonyms to being ignorant. Make it bigger. Lot bigger. They got a lot bigger. More, a lot bigger. Mucho. Can you see it?
You said bigot.
I can see it.
There you go.
All right, starting at the top, going across. Illiterate, imbecilic, unenlightened.
That's like an imbecile.
Innocent, in the dark, uninitiated.
In the dark, that's a good one.
Naive, inexperienced, unintellectual, oblivious,
Oblivious.
insensible, unknowledgeable, obtuse, mindless, unlearned,
Mindless. That's another good one.
uneducated,
Uneducated Negroes. We hear that a lot.
misinformed,
That's the Negro, always misinformed. And then when some stuff happened to him, be like, oh, I don't know what happened. What was this? Oh, my God. Go ahead.
unlettered,
Now go to the definition of stupid. Because I really want y'all to understand where the Negroes is at, whether you ignorant or whether you stupid. So when you get called ignorant, you don't just go off on a tangent. Like, I ain't ignorant. No, you got to understand. You don't know no better. That's what ignorance is.
Hey, officer, while they get that, you know, I'm probably telling my age right now, but you know, back in the day, in the dictionary, nigger, the definition for nigger was ignorant. Did you know that?
Yeah, and that's why I got to make it plain, because when black people hear that, all they hear is, you calling me a nigger. You calling me, you're a racist. And when anybody else called them ignorant, they relate it to either stupid or being called a nigger. And it's totally different. It just fits you as a byword in this society. Go ahead and read the definition for stupid.
stupid. Number 1, lacking ordinary quickness and keenness of mind, dull.
Slow.
Number 2, characterized by or proceeding from mental dullness, foolish, senseless.
Foolish and senseless. That's our people. Read.
A stupid question. Number 3, tediously dull, especially due to lack of meaning or sense, inane, pointless. For example, a stupid party. Number 4, annoying or irritating, troublesome. The example is turn off that stupid radio. And number 5, in a state of stupor, stupefied.
Now get the synonyms. Because we got to educate our people on what it is. And yeah, he got a big up for you. Big up, big up. Go ahead.
Synonyms are dull, unintelligent, mindless.
Mindless. Our people are dumb to what they supposed to be doing, to their heritage, their culture, and to the things that they like and even dislike. Read.
Dumb, brainless, moronic, foolish, dazed, nonsensical, futile, deficient, obtuse, ill-advised, dense, out to lunch,
He
irrelevant,
said out to lunch. Checked out. That's what you is. Checked out. Read.
irrelevant, dim, pointless, laughable, doltish, puerile, ludicrous, dopey, simple-minded,
Ludicrous, huh? Everybody should know that word. Read.
naive, gullible,
Naive and gullible. That's the one I wanted. Naive and gullible. So pretty much, depending on the situation or the conversation, you could probably fit into both stupid or ignorant. Being naive, gullible, mindless, in the dark, checked out. So from there, get Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7. And cue this up for me, media. I want entertainment. I want the Wikipedia for entertainment. Go ahead. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
So how you get smart, how you become non-ignorant or stupid is from the knowledge of God. Read.
But fools despise wisdom and instruction.
And that's where our people at right now. They despise what wisdom is. If you tell them to go right because it's the right thing to do for them, they're going to tell you how comfortable they are with being dumb and wrong.
Hey, Officer Noah, you know what? Our people, you could tell our people, you know, we out here teaching about our culture and, you know, what we supposed to be doing.
I ain't with no religion.
Yeah, our
Right,
people affiliate the Bible with the pastor in the church hooting and hollering, but here it is, we giving out laws, statutes, and commandments, and in their mind, they think with what you had just read about them definitions, in their mind, they think that hip-hop is part of their culture. That's their culture. Rap music, singing, dancing, entertainment, that's part of their culture. They are ignorant to who they are and what they supposed to be doing. So it's good that you know, going down with these definitions, because now here it is when we tell somebody, hey, man, you sound ignorant when you say that. It's not a diss to you. It's just you lack the information that you're supposed to have.
And that's why a lot of them, they can't get with what Kevin Samuels was saying, because he was spitting facts, statistics, and telling you the absolute truth about the reality that you're living. And you tell them, no, you hate women, you bashing women. No, you're bashing yourself with how you're living. And he's telling you how you living and you hate it. Right. Jump down to verse 22 and read it through 33.
Verse 22 of Proverbs chapter 1. How long, ye simple ones?
So this is God speaking. He said, how long will you simple people? Stupid, because you have a history, you have a culture, a heritage. You have key factors as to why you need to do what you're supposed to do. It's been plain in our face, and it's like, that ain't the solution. We need to try something else that ain't worked over 1,000 years. Read that again.
How long, ye simple ones?
So God is asking, how long, you stupid ones? Read.
Will ye love simplicity?
And how long will you love being stupid or ignorant? Read.
And the scorners delight in their scorning. And fools hate knowledge.
And you stupid people hate knowledge. Read.
Turn you at my reproof.
So God is saying, turn at what I'm telling you to do. Read.
Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and ye refused.
So God said, I'm going to do everything to make sure you get it, to where there's no man left behind. Don't refuse this thing that I'm going to give you. Read.
I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
And none of us want it. Read.
But ye have set at naught all my counsel.
No, I'm going to figure it out my own way. Read.
And would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity.
So when things start to happen to you, when you find out your way of doing things, he said, I'm going to laugh at what happens to you because it ain't my way. It ain't how I told you to do things. Go ahead.
I will mock when your fear cometh.
God is a comedian too. It ain't that type of comedian when you trip over a curb and everybody see you embarrassed and laugh at you. No, when you get shot dead in the street, that's what you get. Goody, goody. Read.
When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
Read.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you.
So when things get bad for our people, that's when we're going to try to cry for the Lord. Ask him for help. Read.
Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
God said, even when you do that, I ain't hearing none of your nonsense because you still ain't sincere in what you're doing. You still ain't trying to deal with me how I told you to. Read.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge.
Our people hate smart things to do. The wise thing to do, our people hate it. You give them the right solution, and many of these people that we're going to talk about, there's interviews telling them what to do, what not to do, who to be around, who not to be around in the background. But then when they act it all out because of what's popular, they ain't going to choose the right way. Read.
Right. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof.
Yep.
Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way.
So however you conceived your life to be, whatever picture perfect way that you thought that you was going to do things, God said, I'm going to leave you in that. And when it destroys you, you're going to eat the fruits of it. Read.
And be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them.
So for the turning away of the simple shall slay them. Read.
And the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil.
And that's the repentant Israelites. We're going to be safe from all that stupidity because we're going to have the truth. We're going to bask in it and love this truth and not lies. From there, Isaiah 66 and verse 4. Make this, yeah, it's big enough. You can see that, can't you? On the screen? Yes, sir. All right. No, I want the scripture first, and then we're going to get what's on the screen. I'm going to slow roll y'all into this because it's going to be a lot visually. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 4. I also will choose their delusions.
So God said, I'm going to choose what you believe in. All the dumb stuff you believe in, you wonder why somebody is so hardcore Christian, so hardcore in believing in the flat earth and all these different sciences, Egyptology. Why do they believe so hard and go so hard for the things that they believe in? Read.
And will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer.
Because you chose your own way. You thought that your way was going to be successful outside of God's laws. Go ahead.
When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes.
Was that all on verse 4?
Go ahead. and chose that in which I delighted not.
Uh-huh. So we chose what God delighted not. So read this first paragraph on entertainment, and then I want you to jump down to, I think it's pronounced ethopology.
Entertainment. Entertainment is a form of activity that holds the attention and interest of an audience or gives pleasure and delight.
So this is one of the delusions that our people are stuck in, because we think that BET, MTV, and MTV Cribs and all of this thing, twerk dancing, we think, and hair, we think that this is our culture. This is what makes you black. Go ahead.
It can be an ideal or a task, but is more likely to be one of the activities or events that have developed over thousands of years, specifically for the purpose of keeping an audience's attention.
So jump down to where it says, I can't say the word again. You'll see it. It's an E word. Just keep scrolling down. Anthropology or something like that. Scroll a little faster. You'll see it. There you go. Click that.
Etymology.
Etymology. There you go. Hey, I'm Negroid. I fit that category of ignorant too. I hate the English language. Makes absolutely no sense. Go ahead and read that. Say the word again. You know the word?
Etymology.
There you go.
The Oxford English Dictionary gives Latin and French origins for the word entertain, including enter, which means among, and tenor, to hold, as derivations, giving translations of to hold mutually or to hold intertwined, and to engage, keep occupied, the attention, thoughts, or time of a person. It also provides words like merrymaking, pleasure, delight, as well as to receive as a guest or show hospitality to.
So Esau spends a lot of money on the entertainment business to keep the people entertained, to keep them distracted while they pass laws, do things that the public wouldn't want them to actually do. So they send out these delusions or distractions to keep the people in a confused, ignorant, dumb, stupefied state, which explains the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community in a whole.
Hey, officer, that's to add on to what you're saying is, this been going on, we could read about this in the Bible. It's been going on before the fact that, here it is, we came into slavery. It's been going on before that. Get Psalms 137 for me.
Hold Psalms 137. I want to hold that.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
But I don't want to get it right now.
Gotcha.
I want to slow roll this off in there just to show the entertainment.
All right.
I'm going to let you bring it out, though.
All right, go ahead.
So from there, get who killed Jigaboo Jones. I need you to read this. And from there, get Deuteronomy 28 and 28. And this is a curse that's on our people, and it's within the entertainment system. The deacons then went over classes about this as well, going deeper into it, but we're going to hit another aspect of it as well, because we got to keep reminding our people the foolishness that's being pushed on us and how we're being distracted and taken away from this truth. So read that Deuteronomy 28:28.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Read on. And
thou shalt grope at noonday.
So here it is. We done went through all these different culture changes. First we wanted to be Christians. Then next we wanted to be Muslims. Then next we was Black Panthers, Crips, Bloods. Now we all in the music industry. Now we all selling drugs. Now we gangbangers and all these different things. We hairstylists. We done changed how we done depicted our history in so many different movements and generations. And this is us groping at noonday trying to find our place in life. Right. Read it again.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
And we can't even see that this history in the Bible is our true history. You can have the music and the hair, but that don't make you black. That don't make you who you are. It's the government that God gave us. Read.
And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee.
And as you can see, nobody is saving us from our self-destruction. They're adding fuel to the fire, as we're going to see. Jump down to verse 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So this is why I wanted who killed Jigaboo Jones. Because the Negro has become an astonishment, and he ain't even figured out his own madness on why people are calling him what he's being called. Our women being abused verbally and physically by these other nations. We hate it. Hey man, this fly gotta die. He
He's
gotta
gonna get the
die.
boo bops, man.
Listen, I've been swinging at him since the show started. He got my nose itching. I can't even keep focused. He finna die. Read this Jigaboo, Who Killed Jigaboo Jones?
Who Killed Jigaboo Jones? Synopsis. The story of a dead rapper and the people who knew him.
Let me explain it first. This is a play that was dated back in 2013, back in October of that year. And one man show just to depict the black man's position in America. Go ahead.
The story of a dead rapper and the people who knew him, loved him, used him, and abused him.
This sound like a couple of rappers that got shot here recently. This sound like a couple rappers that got shot in the 90s. This sound like CB4. Right. Read.
The comparison between minstrel performers of the early 20th century and hip-hop artists of today, socio-cultural commentary on why we continually choose dollars over dignity in a so-called post-racial society, and a critical analysis of how images in the early 20th century were used to justify Jim Crow laws, and whether the images in hip-hop are used to justify disproportionate incarceration rates.
So with that, give me the YouTube on Jigaboo Jones. The creator and the actor on this, he's gonna explain why he put it together and all the things that he did. Before you play it, read 37.
Verse 37 of Deuteronomy chapter 28. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee.
And from there, go to Psalms 44, chapter 10. Psalms chapter 44 and verse 10. Because King David, he was looking at us back then like, wow, I done beat all these nations out, put them underfoot for us to look like this, to be doing that and this. He like, man, we fell a long way. We really made the Most High to be this stupid. Psalms 44, verse 10.
Psalms chapter 44 and verse 10. Thou makest us to turn back from the enemy.
So we're afraid of them. Read.
And they which hate us spoil for themselves.
And that's what they doing with us in the music industry. It don't matter if, just all these industries that they got us in. They use us for our skill, our talent, and once we break a leg or anything of that nature, whether we're useless, they go find another one that's desperate to get in that same position and use him until he's trash or his own people get him. Read.
Verse 11. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen. Thou sellest thy people for naught, and dost not increase thy wealth by their price. Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us.
And that's what the curses of Deuteronomy 28 was talking about. Read.
Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the
people.
people.
Just don't get it. What's wrong with them? Why they act like that? Why they talk like that? Why they don't know this? Why they can't just do right? Why they keep killing each other like they doing this? Don't they ever read? Read.
My confusion is continually before me.
He said, my confusion is continually before me. I just see him like, we finna do that? We gotta go here? We doing this too? Read.
And the shame of my face hath covered me.
So man, King David, like, man, I'm ashamed. This is pitiful where our people is at. Go ahead and play this Who Killed Jigaboo Jones.
Unfortunately, the fact remains Antoine Jigaboo Jones is dead.
Who Killed Jigaboo Jones? The title is intentional.
His rise to fame was rather abrupt. At the peak of his career, he was struck down by a would-be assassin's bullet.
With that title, people take notice.
We wanted to know the essence of his philosophy of Jigabooism.
To drive home the point of dehumanization.
And you're watching Profiles in Black History on the KFC network.
Dehumanizing language is at the root of the problem because it's easier to kill a jigaboo than it is to kill somebody who is empowered and self-aware and self-identified.
So that's
Who killed
the
Jigaboo
problem.
Jones?
Hold it right there. That's the problem right there. We ain't aware of who we actually are. So we've been dehumanized. We don't know that we the true gods of the earth, the prophets, the saints. So it's easy to treat us like dogs and like we nothing and just stand us up, like sing nigga, dance nigga, entertain us. It's easy to do that to a people when they have no self-worth, no self-knowledge. From there, we're going to get Esau's stance on why and how he's doing it. Micah 2 and verse 1.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity.
So there's a think tank on who's going to be the next big artist, who's going to be this, who's going to get the rise to stardom, who's going to be the next it guy or leader that we call these entertainers for the black community, who's going to stand up and speak for them. You know what? Let's sign an artist. His name is Young Jeezy. He's been in the streets and he sells drugs. He talks about selling drugs and he glorifies the life that's been given to him. We'll make him a star. Read.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
So it's in the power of their hands to decide what's hot and what's not. That's why they got rid of all the other rappers that was talking conscience and saving people from the neighborhood. They got rid of all of that because it's good for business for their sakes to destroy us.
Right.
With our own hands and mouth.
Right. And officer, they even go far to find the raunchiest, the one that's more raunchious than what they have already set up. Oh, we got to find somebody that's gonna take it another step. That's why you have all these artists out here that's just half naked talking about sex and killing each other, because they just want the raunches. That's what they selling. That's what they pushing out there, instead of putting something out there that's going to empower and build the community up.
Hey, I remember a time to where you had artists talking about, self-destruction. We all in the same gang, trying to empower our people to come together and not get done the way they've been getting done. Soon as that went out the door, you got people like NWA, niggas with attitudes. Now you got some mad niggas on the mic.
They got to meet the president.
Talking about,
right.
They get to go to the White House, but talking about a life that, a lot of them, they just seen it. They wasn't living that life.
Right.
A lot of them brothers from NWA, they wasn't in them streets like that. They was around it, but like you saying, Esau seen them and was like, okay, yeah, let's pay them. Let's give them a check. No, that fly over here messing with me now.
So everybody that talk, you gonna get the fly,
That word going out, yeah.
Yeah, so like you saying, officer, Negroes is still being sold. Negroes is for sale. And it's real cheap these days just to sell out your own people and give them a bunch of BS about how they should be living or what they should be doing, when here it is, you ain't even living that lifestyle.
Right.
And so what you said is these rappers are groomed to tell a story.
Right.
Exactly.
Like
Somebody
you said,
else's story.
Like you said, Young Jeezy. Young Jeezy's son is not out in the streets. Young Jeezy's son is a graduate from college. He's making sure that he's going to college, he's getting his education. He's not out there in the streets doing what he was out there rapping about.
Lil Wayne went to college, graduated. So it's a gimmick. And we're gonna show you how it's a gimmick. From that Jigaboo, pull up the one with the stunt. Because Negroes are easy to bamboozle, to fool about what's going on. And all it is a switch and bait. That 3-card Monty is what I call it. When the government got something big going on, if you hear something about in the news about there's a war, there's a shortage of things, it's gun violence in schools, they're going to do a bait and switch. Well, look what the entertainers are doing. This entertainer's in court, this entertainer's indicted for this. They're going to do that 3-card Monty switch on you. You be like, oh, wow, man. People out here wilding. Meanwhile, the government is planning to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Negroes is checked out. Where I got you on Micah?
Micah 2 and 1.
Read.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away.
So we've seen this. We've seen the Mike Browns, the Sandra Blands, and we out in the street. Hands up, don't shoot. I can't breathe. And then when all of that's over, we in the club. Hands up, I'ma shoot. Smoking, like, are we stupid? You was just at a march throwing bottles and mazel tovs and things and breaking stuff because you mad because of the government is killing you, talking about hands up, don't shoot. But then go to the exact same place and shoot up the club. Brother, hey, we are far.
Get into it with ourselves. Here it is. We out there holding hands with our oppressors and everybody else that want to come out and join. You got the LGBT and all them. Everybody want to protest. And like you saying, hands up, don't shoot. But then after a week or two go by, now we in the club getting into it with each other, beating each other up in the parking lot, intoxicated, whoring our women out. This is the stuff that you see in the rap videos too. It's the stuff that, you know, they make look, oh, this is what you supposed to do. Go turn up in the club. Go get bottles and then, you know, make it rain and all this. But here it is. A week ago, you was just marching, talking about hands up, don't shoot. What we gonna do about this?
Checked out. And listen, I was foolish like that too. I'm like, man, I'm sad, man. The government doing this to my people, man. It's terrible, man. I'm just gonna go do this, man. I'm in the club doing. It's foolishness. It's foolishness. All these fake emotions. You don't really care about your people.
Right.
Finish that, Micah.
So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
And that's what they doing because they know that we the gods of the earth. So they got to continually attack us and put tactics to make sure that we don't ever wake up from this nightmare that we think is an American dream. Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. Even of late, my people is risen up as an enemy. Ye pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by securely, as men averse from war.
And that's what the Officer Uriel was talking about. Even late, my people treat each other like we enemies, like we mortal enemies.
Hey, officer, go back to verse 2. I want to show you something real quick. Read verse 2.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Taking these fields, taking land by violence. Read.
And houses and take them away.
Read.
So they oppress a man and his house.
They oppress the man and his house and take his land. Read.
Even a man and his heritage.
And your heritage. That's the real gangster right there.
Right.
That stuff that you brothers out there in the streets doing, talking about this gangster, this my block, this my corner. Y'all ain't no real gangsters. That's the real gangsters right there.
Don't own a blade of grass.
Here it is. You don't even know your heritage. You don't know where you come from.
Hey, officer, just to go back on what you're saying, like in verse 8, where it says, even of late, my people is risen up as an enemy. We don't even know who our enemies are nowadays.
We knew back in the day, though.
We know back in the, like even in the scriptures, it says we knew who our own people were our enemies. But we out here, we're marching and we're protesting with our enemies. You got the LGBT community out there. These are women that do not want to have your babies. They do not want to continue the generation of your race. You're standing right beside them, cheering them on. They're your enemy. They're against you because they're against God's laws. Then you got the men that's there that's going to hoe out the woman, that's going to kill you if you step on their shoes. And over what? Over some color. These are the enemies.
And then they'll make a movie about it, like it's comedy.
Right.
Play this Will Smith thing. A lot of y'all, my bad. A lot of y'all thought that was like, oh man, is it real? Is it fake? Was it staged? It's Hollywood. It's entertainment. What Negro you know say, hey, man, I'm finna watch the Grammys tonight. You finna watch it? It ain't like what 106 in Park was. No Negro said, man, I got my popcorn ready, man. I got everything pushed to the side, put my phone on mute to watch the Grammys. Don't nobody watch the Grammys. Black people don't even win in the Grammys.
Right.
So we're not paying attention.
They numbers had to be low, bro. They numbers had to be low.
What can we do to make people watch it? The Oscars, Grammys, it's all the same thing. I can care less. It's all the same thing to me. Either which way, they said, what can we do to get our numbers up? Look, we looking, the ratings is down. Okay. Calling the jigaboos.
Hey, yeah. Which one of these Negroes we got for sale? We'll use this Negro right here. We done used him before. You know, he'll go for it.
He's at the top of his stardom too. Both of them. Let's use both of them. It'll be good.
Damn.
They're not doing that well either way. They need to promote the next movies coming out. Play this.
Looks like you picked up that bit of weight Jeremy dropped.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
So what we're watching here is a movie from, I think, 1962 or 67 or something like that. that they're reenacting at the Grammys. Y'all said? Oscars, there you go, whatever. Emmys, whatever. Nickelodeon's Choice Awards, it's all the same.
Elijah taking the stage.
Richard! Oh, wow!
Elijah Lewis just slapped the heck out of me.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Because back then you couldn't say curse words. You had to use heck and darn. But now TV is interesting. Now you can use certain curse words for national TV. And that was a big thing when you could say the F word, the S word. When you could say words like those, TV started to get exciting now. Cartoons was exciting now. For those of y'all that don't know it, thinking it's been there forever, it was a very charitable moment with TV at one point in time.
At one point in time, yeah.
And we in a generation where they got a censor button on there. You could see that cuss word coming a mile away. You could see him forming it in his mouth. They could have censored that up out of there.
South Park did a whole episode on being able to say a certain curse word, just to show how TV is for entertainment, just to get that wow factor, to keep people distracted and entertained and lullaby to sleep. From there, get the interview with Snoop and Steve Harvey.
You know, why they doing that? It's crazy because around this time, I believe we was, the famine. We're still getting into that, and people were prepping, people were talking about that.
There's a famine coming? Is there even a war still?
That's what
I
I'm saying.
thought we was praying for Ukraine.
That's what I'm saying. Even COVID was still out, right? We were still getting out of that phase. What happened to COVID?
What happened to masks?
What happened to the shots? Or the mosquito bites? My bad. What happened to the mosquito bites?
We can't say that, but they can say, boy, television is something else. Go ahead. Go ahead with this interview.
My sitcom.
Yes.
And you came on the show with P. Diddy.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell you what's going on. Back in the 90s, it was this big beef between East Coast, West Coast, Crips and Bloods, Biggie and Tupac. It was big for the people, but he finna narrow real small. Like, it wasn't that. We didn't hate each other. Go ahead.
My sitcom.
Yes.
And you came on the show with P. Diddy. That was in the middle of that, what they were trying to drum up and create the West Coast, East Coast beef. It was really tense back then. Why'd you want to do like something like that?
Because I wanted to show that I really had love for Puffy and he had love for me, and I just wanted to show people that it wasn't all what it was trumped up to be. They made it like it was
First
more
balls?
than what.
What he's saying is we was just selling records. Why y'all taking what we say so serious? Like, it's no real beef. We just battle rapping. That's all that was. Y'all killing each other over that. But a lot of people made money over that beef. Same thing happened with T.I., Lil Flip, 50 Cent, and Ja Rule. We see these same things playing out in history just to keep the hype going.
Entertainment.
Right.
That's all it is. Like, a lot of us was heartbroken when we found out that wrestling was fake. Like, these brothers back here complaining, oh man, God. I stopped watching it for about a week or so. But then The Rock came out, it made it all better. Push play.
It actually was. We actually loved each other. We loved the music that we made. It was just some differences between a few people. And this was an opportunity for us to come on your show and to do something together and to show the whole world that we actually loved each other.
Yeah. Hey, pause it real quick. So going back to that East and West Coast thing, like he just said, it was just a few people that was able to,
manipulate?
Yeah, be the forefront and say, hey, we gonna be the ones that's gonna push this, but we still making some money off of this. Because I can remember back when that stuff was going on, I didn't have no problem with nobody on the East Coast. I didn't know nobody on the East Coast. So when you on the West Coast in LA, you ain't worried about nobody in New York or Brooklyn. You can't even get over there. So it wasn't no East and West Coast war, or for at least it wasn't for those ones in the streets. Now in the music industry, if you got money and you able to go do a show over there, then okay, that's a different story. But wasn't nobody in them streets worried about what they doing in Queens and Brooklyn and all that. So all of that East and West Coast stuff, it was made up to make more money off of selling albums, like you saying.
A gimmick. That's all it is. Just jigaboos dancing on a puppet string. Go ahead.
A few weeks ago now, Ice-T did an investigative TV special
I seen that.
to find Biggie and Tupac's killer, and he spoke to Suge Knight, who alluded that Tupac may possibly be alive. What you think?
Oh, we're gonna break some more hearts because Negroes still think Tupac alive. Go back, see what he said. Negroes still think Tupac is alive. They watched that whole Ice-T series. Like, man, I wonder if he's still on that island, or was he really there with his mama?
Yeah.
You missed it.
Yeah, you know, but my
Just a little bit. Right there. Yeah,
Be
that's good.
alive. What you think?
That's good TV.
I'm telling you, it's just for entertainment. It's just to keep people engaged, entertained. If they believe something, they're going to believe it to the core. Like, everybody, because Pac was coming out with music after music after music, CDs after CDs. He been 4-5 years dead, still coming out with hits.
Every year he had a new album. He was there for 4 or 5 years. Every year he had a new album coming out.
Dang, man, maybe he is alive, man. That happened just yesterday, man. That's a prophet right there, man. He really bringing it out. Man, if you don't stop it, that man gone, dead. From there, pull up the one with Crazy Bone, meeting about the music industry. And I want you to go to Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. Daniel chapter 8, 25, because it took a lot to convince us who we are not and to keep us in that state and to move this industry in a way towards successful for them, a little for us, but destroys us in a way to where we decline worse and worse each generation. Because 1990 was not that long ago to where music still had some flavor to it, to where it didn't turn into just mush music and auto-tunes. Read, Daniel.
Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
That's a good one. 7. My bad. 7 and 25. I wrote it wrong. Daniel chapter 7.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And we wore out. We confused Negroes. We don't know what's right, what's wrong. It's just go get money. Read.
And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time, and times, and dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High.
So the ones with knowledge, we gonna get the kingdom of heaven. We're going to succeed out of this madness because we love knowledge. We're not invested in the lies. That reality TV, it's not going to engage us anymore. We're not going to be fooled, bamboozled by his great words and mysteries that he puts out in his tell-a-vision. Exactly what it's telling you what it is. I'm telling you a vision, my vision on what I want you to be. Go ahead and play this. Start at 117. Yeah, that's good right there. Yeah, you gotta hit play.
A generation.
Damn.
So it says, hello. After more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world that changed rap music and destroyed a generation.
Damn.
So it says, hello. After more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991, which I believe was one of the biggest turning points in popular music and ultimately American society. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for.
Damn.
Hold on, let me
So we gonna tell the story.
We gonna tell the story. We ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do?
They after us, not just playing.
Look, that black van.
So look, so he says, between the late 80s and early 90s, I was what you may call a decision maker with one of the more established companies in the music industry. I came to Europe in the early 80s and quickly established myself in the business. The industry was different back then, since technology and media weren't accessible to people like that, like they are today. The industry had more control over the public and had the means to influence them any way it wanted.
Right.
This may explain why in early 1991, I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. Rap music's new direction.
Yeah.
Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Crazy.
So this was the meeting. The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were being there.
Right.
Most of them familiar faces. Speaking of those I knew, we joked about the theme of the meeting, as many of us did not care for rap and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private meeting to discuss the future of hip-hop.
Talk to him.
Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign the confidentiality agreement, preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued, and some were stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. He was signed and walked out. Nobody stopped him. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me.
That's right.
A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected all the agreements from us. So now it's going to get to the good part because the meeting about to start.
Talk to him, G.
It says, quickly after the meeting began, hold on one second.
Get your popcorn, y'all.
Hey, he a real hype
your
man.
pistol. No, quickly after this meeting began, one of the industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everybody else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by first name and gave no other details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence, but that was never confirmed. He briefly praised all of us for the success we had achieved in our industries and congratulated us for being selected as part of this small group of decision makers.
Give some more.
At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable. Had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Damn.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one.
So,
sure
hold right
enough,
there.
someone
For Tom's
asked
sake,
this.
I'm gonna elaborate on what he's finna go into. So he invited all these people that work in the music industry, and they make decisions for it. So he's saying, like, we're gonna change directions in 1991 for the industry. Why does music and private prison go together? Well, there go your rap beef, because Negroes are like sheep, like King David was explaining in Psalms 44, that we led to the slaughter we gonna die, pretty much, and we just being led like sheep. So they kicked out all the inspiring artists that was talking about fight the power, fight the white man, and introduced gangster rap. So with this gangster rap now, guess who's going to be involved in this? The new projects that they done created. Because you had the, what do you call it? The drug epidemic, and then gang violence erupted, and then gave them the music to glorify what they did. So this made them money on the music side, lawyers, just like it opened up a plethora of doors to where you can be a silent partner and just put your money in, you invest it, and you get the check every single time they make a song, you get the check. Every time one of them go to jail, you get a check. When one of them die, they get a check. You put your son in this position, in this city, make an artist hot, and guess what? We got Chariot. That's how they making their money, on destroying you. And that was the decision that was made. From there, get Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. We're going to read that to 12.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9.
And this is the delusion that we're in, that this is culture, this is upliftment, this is great music. It's not. Go ahead.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
You ain't supposed to trust this white man. You knew that back in the 80s and the 90s and the 60s and all these movements. Even when you signed that contract, you got this feeling like, I don't trust what I'm about to sign, but I need to get up out the hood, and you do it. Read.
With all power and signs and lying wonders.
And we know who has the power. It's evident. Read.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness.
And everything in his lying power, he's going to feed our people. And we bask in it. Read.
In them that perish. Because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
What verse you at?
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusions.
So, God sent us strong delusions. We keep feeding into that. You got a clip. Give me that image where the sister said that she don't want to hear Kendrick Lamar's stuff. This is the delusion that we're under. Read.
That they should believe a lie. That they all might be damned, who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
And that's our people. We have pleasure in this unrighteousness. From there, get the Psalms chapter 137 and start at verse 1. To explain, like, they've been doing this. Back what Officer Uriel was talking about. This ain't nothing new. This ain't just some 20th century type thing. It's been going on. It's a picture with Kendrick Lamar's face and just some words. It's just a small clip. If you need to resend it, let me know. Go ahead, read.
Psalms chapter 137 and verse 1.
It ain't in that list.
I got you.
Go ahead.
By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song.
So them that had power over us, they required us a song. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
What was you going to say on that fact, officer?
No, just to go back on how the fact that, this ain't nothing new. This is something that we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Read that in verse 2 again.
Psalms chapter 137 and verse
3.
Verse 3. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song.
From the people that carried us away captive, telling us, entertain us. Go on and give us some entertainment. Here it is. That's what's selling on TV, right? Entertainment. Us bringing ourselves down, us humiliating ourselves, us being ignorant of our heritage, right? That's entertainment. This is what's going on right here by the rivers of Babylon. That's all I wanted to bring out about that.
All it is sing nigga dance, sing nigga make us happy. Be a fool. That's what they used to call the jesters, fools. That's what our people are in the music industry. Geppetto is controlling. That's a real slave story. I just found out. Geppetto and Pinocchio. Real story.
Hey, Pinocchio?
Yeah.
Word.
But go ahead and read this on the screen. This is our people with loving the foolishness of 2 Thessalonians.
On sight. I don't care what y'all say. I can't get with that boring blank music Kendrick Lamar be putting out. I like my raps about shooting and killing, not prison reform and slave escape plans.
Hey, listen, whoever see this chick better run. She wants you dead. She the type that wants you to scam, rob, steal, and kill so she can just have so she can read the bottom of her shoes. Nobody wants, it's been popularized That's a word now if I didn't say it right, whatever. But it's popular for us to sing and dance about music that destroys and tears down our neighborhood. And then when gentrification comes, we want to cry and complain. When your kid can't read in 8th grade, he's still at a 3rd grade level. Now we want to cry and complain. All you did was sit him in front of the YouTube and he listened to dumb music on the radio. You expect him to be able to read.
Right. Wow.
Johnny, dumb as ever. Where we at? We at Psalms?
Yes, sir.
Get Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 1. We're going to read this to 5. And I want y'all, matter of fact, hold that. Give me the listening party. Give me we're going to read Ezekiel first. Go ahead, read Ezekiel.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 1.
These are the think tanks on this next video. These are the think tanks where they sitting there watching this dude do a listening party of if we gonna sign him or not. He got the energy, he got that spirit that we looking for. Is he really going to drive it home for this next generation of people? But this is what Ezekiel is saying. Same thing that King Solomon was saying when he was shaking our head. Our people is dumb, astonishment. Sheep being led to slaughter like meat. Read Ezekiel.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
So let's see what this dry is. Go to Psalms 68 and verse 6. Hold Ezekiel. Let's see what this dry place is as the Bible explains it. Because what Ezekiel is seeing in the spirit that the Most High took him in is us in this dead state today. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 68 and verse 6. God setteth the solitary in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains. But the rebellious dwell in a dry land.
So it said the rebellious people dwell or live in a dry land. Go back to Ezekiel.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 2. And caused me to pass by them round about.
So he's seeing what's going on. How did our people become without the Spirit of God? How did we become stupid and ignorant? Why are we in the dead state that we in and we can't wake up? Read.
And behold, there were very many in the open valley.
Many
and lo,
of us are going to stay in this dumb, stupefied state. Read.
And lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
So here we are, we prophesying out of the Bible talking about, listen, is there any hope for our people? We telling them, hey, listen, we telling you about your history, your culture. Oh, I already got a religion. Well, what's your nationality? I'm Christian. Stupid.
Right.
Read.
I'm a Baptist.
What? Yeah, and what the Negro is phenomenal. Phenomenal. A phenomenon, and he's comical. That's what that is, phenomenal.
Hey, officer, real quick, because I want to touch on that while we got the moment. The shooting in Buffalo, in New York. We posted a video on social media that here it is. We have the prophets that show up to give the word after the shooting, right? It's not being put out there. It's not like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock where they had all these memes and these remixes and stuff like that. But you have the prophets out there giving the word, giving them food that they can have to survive in the communities and build up the communities. But what do our people want to do? They want to argue. They want to fight with us. They want to yell, call the cops on us, try to shut us down.
Don't we got a video of that?
Yeah, we have a video of that.
We're gonna play that here shortly.
All right.
Read what you got in Ezekiel.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
That's the question. Are these, listen, they very dry. They don't have anything. Can they live? Can they wake up? Read.
And I answered, O Lord God, thou knowest.
He said, oh, shoot, what I've seen, only you know that. Read.
Again, he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones.
So he told us to just speak anyway. Read the scriptures to them. Prophesy to them. Because eventually some of them going to wake up. Not many of them, but a few number, 1/3, is going to wake up. Read.
And say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
So from there, play this clip with this young man displaying his natural talents, his God-given talents to the white man. And the decision maker right there in the top. He the one that's gonna be bobbing his head like, yeah, I like him. I don't know what y'all tell me. I like him. He's gonna be good for business. I'm gonna make money off of this idiot. I mean, client. Go ahead. He got that Enos energy. He on the table. He's serious about killing his people. He meaning them lyrics.
This video is for black people only. Even though I know some people that's not black gonna be all up in our business, but that's okay. Black folk, did y'all see what I saw? Now I know it's easier if we stick our head in the sand and keep pretending as we bump to the latest song. But I want you to see what I saw. All the white folk in there, as that brother, as he highlights his latest album, calling you and me every kind of crispity crackety nigga, calling our women just another group of bitches and talking about killing each other. You see all the white folk in there signing them checks.
Right.
The more you talk about your own people, the less they feel they have to.
Right.
The more you talk about destroying your community, the less they have to. The more you talk about marginalizing and disrespecting black women, the less they have to, because we do it for them. Oh, we cash those checks they sign. They just sitting there loving that brother, looking like a monkey, jumping up and down on the table, running around and
I
shit.
was just thinking that.
All they see is dollar signs.
I was just thinking that, man.
What you got?
This dude looked like a caged monkey. You know, like the monkeys that they take their own crap
the chimpanzees.
and they throw it at you? That's what he looked like. A caged monkey, man. That's crazy. Can I get a scripture real quick?
Go ahead.
Give me Esther. Give me Esther chapter 13, verse 4. Because he's right. All these other nations understand this. That's what Officer Noah is talking about. That's why they're okay with the madness that we're rapping about. Because it's going to keep us in a state where they're going to prosper and we're going to stay on the low. We're going to stay dumb. We're going to stay ignorant. Right? We don't know. We don't see each other as kings and priests. Right? You got that?
What chapter you call?
Esther chapter 13, verse 4. All right. So we don't see ourselves like that because we listen to this garbage. We listen to the garbage because it's hot music, because we want to sing and dance. There's nothing fun about being in the club and have to run for your life.
Hey, you want to know what I saw also, watching him with all that energy? Him performing on that, doing that performance, it's like, hey, listen, he's going to make for a good crowd hype. Like, he's going to be the one jumping in the crowd, getting the crowd excited. We got to change his image, take that street image off of him a little bit, let him say all the lyrics, but groom him a bit, and he's gonna make fine work. He's going to do all the summer jams, and, you know, I'm old. I don't know what they're doing these days, but...
Was it Coachella? Yeah, they're doing Coachella.
When you have those parties at the beach and they want to broadcast it live, he's going to be the opening act to keep the audience hype and loud, and he's going to have that energy that keeps the young people engaged. Mm-hmm. They ain't going to care about what he's saying because the beat, the 808 bumping, he got the energy. Nobody knows what he's saying because the bass is so goddamn loud, but his energy, we can sell that. You got Esther?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
The rest of Esther in the Apocrypha, chapter 13 and verse 4, declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people.
The certain malicious people is talking about us, the Israelites. When you read Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27, we are scattered across the world with the nations, with the other nations, right? So the other nations are writing this letter out to their partners, to the other nations, right? Read.
That had laws contrary to all nations.
We have laws. We have laws that was written for us, by the Most High God. And they're saying that these laws, this book, this Bible, is contrary to the laws of the land, to the laws of Esau, to the laws of America, right? Read.
And continually despise the commandments of kings.
So if we keep the Sabbath, we say this all the time. If we just wake up and keep the Sabbath, America would shut down. The government for America would shut down if we just kept the Sabbath. Because we're the only nation here that's keeping America thriving. Right?
Their whole system will crash.
That whole system will crash.
If we kept the commandments.
This is why it's saying it's contrary to their law, because it would destroy their government. Right? Keep reading.
So as the uniting of our kingdoms, honorably intended by us, cannot go forward.
So if we wake up, their kingdom cannot move forward. This is the issue. This is the reason why those that like you got that guy in there with the tie, got his leg kicked up with his piece of paper, looking like he's important and stuff. You got him, and you got the monkey in there showing his ass off, trying to get a paycheck. But he don't know no better because he ain't never had anything.
Ignorant, stupefied.
Right. But they know this. They know this about us. If they keep us docile, if they keep us destroyed as a people, their kingdom is going to prosper.
Is 11?
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
So that's the dead state that we're in. We're here in America, and we're in the dead state. This is what Ezekiel was talking about. So this next clip, I didn't understand anything that this brother was saying except for Timmy Turner. But his lyrics is real dark and demented. Go ahead and push play.
People wishing for a burner, kill everybody walking. You know that it's on the furnace for bitch or BT. How they watch you buying no BT, buying for Wally.
Now give me
kill
the lyrics.
everybody walking. You know that it's on the furnace.
Yeah, it should be right
Timmy Turner.
This was the beginning of mush music to me. That's what I call it. I don't, to where you couldn't understand anything he said. He was the beginning of it with Panda. The brother, but he said some real lyrics. Yeah, that one right there. Make it big and read it for me real quick.
Oh, boy. Timmy Turner. Timmy Turner. He was wishing for a burner to kill everybody walking. He knows that his soul is in the furnace. FB on BET. Have her walking. She effing for BET. Do you want me to just read the word?
Read it how you read it.
Okay.
He's nervous.
Read it how you read it.
Read it how you read it. Go ahead.
Read it how you read it.
Wilding for wallet, killing everybody walking. He knows that his soul is in the furnace. Timmy Turner. He was wishing for a burner to kill everybody walking.
Malchiah, you got to put some ebonics into it.
Timmy
Turner.
He knows that his soul in the furnace. FB on BET. Have her walking. She effing for BET. Wilding for wallet. Kill everybody walking. He knows that his soul in the furnace. Timmy Turner. Timmy Turner.
So he was saying a lot of stuff, but the story as it's playing out is a kid that's a murderer. He know that he in hell, that he's going to hell for everything that he's doing, but he's doing it. And that's what our music has been pushed to us today. Is I know it's wrong, but I'm going to keep doing it because it got a good beat. It's good for me. From there, go to the Boondocks. Go to the Boondocks, and I'm going to show you how this goes full circle. Boondocks never fails me. They always got something to tell you about what's going to happen in the music industry from these dumb dudes that get signed and females that get signed and how they destroy themselves. Go ahead. Can't hear the sound. So in black culture,
it's no secret that black people are
there was
culturally
no snitching.
inclined against snitching.
Hey, I ain't seen nothing.
Man, fuck your mama.
But recently, what was once an unwritten rule about snitching has become a full-blown stop snitching movement, complete with merchandising. Take the murder of 19-year-old Jermaine LoJack Walker, who was shot during a street basketball tournament in the middle of a summer afternoon in front of at least 300 eyewitnesses. Nobody even called the cops. They all just went home. But despite the cultural stigma against it, a whopping 1 in 12 black men in poor neighborhoods is an active informant.
You damn right, Mr. Policeman. I saw the whole thing.
That means every party, every cookout, every wedding probably has someone secretly working as an informant. Ironically, despite the hip-hop community being the driving force behind the Stop Snitching movement, rappers tend to snitch on themselves a lot. In 2000, rapper Gangstalicious reportedly assaulted record executive Johnny Guinness with a tennis racket and a bottle of Hennessy on the set of a music video. Guinness refused to cooperate with authorities, but the next day, Gangstalicious made an appearance on MTV's TRF.
Hold on. Got the beat. Gangstalicious, reminds two fishes. EMC's all day, delicious. My whole crew up in this, no doubt we gon' win this. Smack up your moms like I smacked Johnny Guinness. 3 o'clock yesterday, I don't care what they say. Suckers really shouldn't play, I hit him with the Hennessy.
Let's go, son. You're indicted. You done told us
One
everything.
problem black people have
Pause
with
right
snitching
there.
is that the police don't...
Give me the next one with Young Thug. Start at 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Can't make
Listen,
this up.
I was just gonna say the exact same thing.
Can't make this up.
Listen,
man.
you can't make it up. This dude, the victim, didn't even tell on him. How is it that the victim don't say nothing? Nobody else say nothing, but you tell on your doggone self. In your lyrics, this to sell right. I'm telling you, it's a gimmick, an act. That's what this is. Black people are dumb. And we as the, what do you call it? The people that buy into it, we just as foolish, like, yeah, man, you really living that life, man. Just shut up, stupid. 2 minutes and 40 seconds with this Young Thug. So, yeah, 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the video. So with this Young Thug situation, his record label, I think it's called YSL, they're under indictment on a RICO case, 88-page case of various of crimes, I think 22 to 48 crimes that they've committed between this label or these particular two people and the people that's behind them or with them. And in his lyrics, he's gonna tell you what he did. And they use these lyrics in court. Play, this is just one of the songs that they used. Gangstalicious, Thugnificent, Young Thug, that's his name. You can't make this stuff up.
You can't make it up,
You
man.
can't make it up. Yeah, I paid the lawyer $2 million. He took away all the killings. Now he's sitting in jail, man. They mistreat me up in here. Is that R. Kelly? No, that was Young Thug too. Get out of here. Talking about, man, I'm set up. No, Negro, you set the camera up to sleep with that underage girl. That's what you did. They just be telling on themselves. It's phenomenal. I'm telling you.
Phenomenal.
Negro.
Why was it just me, or when y'all played the video, my ears was trying to prepare and try to understand what he was saying?
That's exactly what it is. That auto-tune and mush mouth music. Hey, this guy is funny too. He be bringing out everything. Hey, while we getting that, get Proverbs 21 and 16. Because these type of Negroes, this is where they gonna stay at. We almost out of time.
Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
So if you don't want to hear this Bible, keep the commandments, you're going to end up and you're going to stay in the congregation of the dead. That dry place that Ezekiel was talking about. You're going to be the dead people that Revelation was talking about. You're a zombie, Negro, here in America. From there, get 1 Corinthians 33. And y'all ready on this clip? Go ahead, press play.
Are we ready?
Yeah, let me just change this.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, for sure.
Very well then. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. These just ain't lyrics. I really did it. I really killed him. As for the body, I really hit it. I am the reason Jeffrey went missing. I am the reason Jeffrey not living. Jeffrey a bitch. I'll kill him again. It wasn't just me. I had help from my friends, Donnie and Tim. They got the guns. No gun license and registered ones. Paul and Kate wasn't involved, but they sell drugs. Yeah, they move weight like a U-Haul. Jim and Cornelius, they don't pay their taxes. IRS, come get they black asses. talking about, nigga? I don't give a fuck about none of this shit, nigga. I've been doing this shit, nigga. I kill niggas, I sell drugs, nigga. Getting money, nigga. I post it all on my Instagram, nigga, so y'all know that's how I'm living, nigga. Follow me, bitch. Give a fuck about none of that, nigga.
That was it.
Yeah.
Read that in 1 Corinthians.
Oh my
1
God.
Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 33.
13:33. Is it 15? You know, you don't read your own writing right. It's no help. Maybe, yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 33.
Uh-huh.
Be not deceived.
Don't be deceived by these people. Read.
Evil communications corrupt good manners.
Don't be stupid or ignorant. Evil communication, it will mess you up. From there, Revelation chapter 22. Well, 1 Timothy chapter, I ain't got time. Revelation 22:14.
Revelation chapter 22 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Blessed are they that do his commandments,
Uh-huh.
that they may have right to the tree of life,
Uh-huh.
and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Uh-huh.
For without are dogs,
So who's going to be without are these type of people. Read.
and sorcerers, and
Uh-huh.
whoremongers,
That's sorcery. This music is sorcery. Read.
and murderers,
Murderers. Read.
and idolaters,
Idolaters, whether you speaking it or doing it, is murder. Read.
and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
And if you entertained by this and you love this entertainment, you live in that lie. You're going to die by it. You ain't going to get the kingdom of heaven. And that's what it is. Fix your face.
That's right.
And with that, shalom. Yeah, you got to bring us out because we just like dead space. That was it. And you didn't get the cue, so